With virtual reality becoming a real thing, I decided to take a jump back to a game franchise that entertained the idea of a virtual MMO. Over the years, many games have come and gone, some singing songs of success and others lamenting at their downfall. Hello everyone, I'm the Cosmoppy, and today let's go over the first game of the .hack Twilight Saga, .hack Infection. Set in an alternate version of our world, the year is now 2010 and a new game is on the rise. The game is called The World and is currently the hottest topic with over 20 million active players. However, there are dark rumors surrounding this game along the lines of players going comatose. CC Core dismisses it as cyberterrorism, and the masses believe this as well. But you, on the other hand, seem to think otherwise. Enter Kite, a new player to the world, invited by his friend Yasuhiko, or better known as Orca in-game. Kite is given the ropes by his friend as he begins his adventure in this new reality. All is well as the two progress through a new player-friendly dungeon, but that all changes when the two try to leave. An unexpected error occurs and the two are forced to an unknown area. And with that, tragedy begins as a mysterious enemy that seems impossible to defeat appears and attacks Orca, forcing him into submission with an odd attack that seems to cause his character to scream out in pain. Afterwards, Kite is faced with a seemingly impossible enemy, and just before he is also destroyed, he's forced to pour it out due to unknown means. Following this encounter, Kite finds out that after this, his friend Orca had fallen into a coma. Unsure of the cause, he predicts that the world has the answers and begins to delve deeper into this mess currently plaguing the game. .hack Infection follows two main characters, Kite and Black Rose. Kite is just your average player. He's quick to learn and enjoys playing with others. However, because of his circumstances, he's unable to enjoy the game as he works tirelessly to find an answer to his friend's comatose state. With his strong determination and awkward social skills, Kite shows us a character that steps up to the plate when the going gets tough, but isn't the type to recklessly throw his life away. Black Rose, on the other hand, is a very lax character and is very reactive. Her emotions seem a bit over the top when she's goofing off, and when her anger gets the better of her, she slips into an overly obnoxious persona that says whatever crosses her mind. Despite all that, however, Black Rose is actually a very dependable person. She's just as determined as Kite and is quite useful in collecting information. She's a good balance to Kite's awkward nature, and the two work very well together, creating a good balance. Now that we've got our premise and characters out of the way, let's break down the gameplay. In a nutshell, .hack Infection is a third-person action RPG. You roam about an overworld or even dungeons that are riddled with monsters, and the way you combat them is in real-time combat. Using X, you can melee, which is your main source of damage, or you can use skills, which are actually dictated by your gear. Skills use up SP, and as time passes by, SP will regenerate, so you're not constantly running out and are able to use skills effectively. The game's mechanics are quite simple, but can be frustrating if you're not utilizing them properly. If you push square, you can access a sub-menu that allows control of your party members. You can ask them to follow you, attack the same target, or even just to free attack any enemy. Aside from that, you can also quick cast their skills by using that menu as well, or designate specific actions by selecting the character in question. This menu allows you control over all your party members, and luckily, when you're in a menu, the game stops. Enemies cannot attack you while you're contemplating what items or skills to use, so it's pretty nifty. Speaking of items, by the way, if there's one thing I can advise you on, it's to use blood items. Warrior blood and hunter blood specifically. At the beginning of the game, your accuracy and damage is kind of low. And with these items, you can boost your accuracy and power, allowing you to fight on par with specific enemies that otherwise seem annoying or unfair. Other than battle, the rest of the gameplay is in root cities and desktop menus. The game tries to emulate a computer as much as possible while still being a game, and I can say that it does a good job achieving this. The music of .hack Infection feels very MMORPG. It has that sense of adventure and suspense when in and out of battle. When lurking in dungeons, the music fits the mood very well. But that's not where the music shines. Where .hack excels at is when the game jumps into its story. The music separates itself with its orchestration and vocals, giving that sense of importance whenever you're viewing the story unfold. One of the most notable songs would be when you face the game's final encounter. The song is called EV05. I don't want to talk about the fight since I want you to experience that on your own, but this song shows the game's true potential in terms of music. It has this eerie tone and melody mixed together with a techno beat and forms one of the most interesting boss themes that I've heard to date. Alright, it's that time where I talk about the game's flaws, and I do have some issues with .hack Infection, starting with data drain. Data drain is the bread and butter of this title, and that's nice and all. But I feel like the system needed to be tweaked a lot more since it's a fundamental part of the game. What you need data drain for is to collect virus cores, so you can unlock story-specific areas. And what the game doesn't tell you is that you're more likely to get cores when you're in blue and green infection level. After that, you're more likely to get items from enemies instead of cores. So the way to reduce your infection level is to kill enemies without using it. That's explained in the email, however the cores are not. It's simple, but say you don't know about this and start data draining all over the place just to collect a specific core. If you're in red infection and you data drain, there's a high chance you'll see system error. This is an automatic game over. And say you've been farming for a good while and haven't saved yet. Guess what? It's all gone. I get what the game is trying to push with overusing data drain, but having a complete game over like that is a bit excessive and frustrating if you're not aware of it. One other issue would be some of the boss monsters. The very first boss you face is called Headhunter, and he has a spell he can use that just one-shots you. Straight up. Given it has a low accuracy chance, and I say that loosely, I find that more often than not the spell will hit and just wipe you out. Some of the boss fights are a bit unbalanced, and without proper knowledge, you're likely to game over by accident without a real chance to react. Let it be known that these flaws are just small nitpicks that I have, and aren't game-breaking at all. Moving along, let's go over the pros and cons of .hack Infection. And looking over the pros, we have an intriguing storyline, well-written character types, catchy and repetitive music, and enjoyable battle mechanics. Going over the cons, however, we see jumpy difficulty spikes and accident-inducing skills, but this can be remedied with knowledge on how it works. With that said, .hack Infection is both a good start to a saga and a great game overall. It's inviting to new players and rewards people who take the time to explore and find out more about how it works. With a few tweaks, it could definitely be better, but what game doesn't have an issue here and there? Other than that, I heavily recommend that you at least try the first game in this saga, and if not, maybe try out its upgraded cousin, .hack GU Volume 1. It has a lot of the core elements of .hack Twilight, but with nicer character models, graphics, and a different battle style that sets itself apart from its predecessor. Anyways, that about wraps up this review of .hack Infection, and even though it may have aged as the years went by, it still holds up pretty well, and I will definitely continue playing this game in the future. Hey everyone, I'm the Casa Puppy and thanks for watching. Today, I have an announcement about the current status of my channel. As some of you may not know, I am also a speedrunner, and with Awesome Games Done Quick's game submission coming up soon, I will be taking a short hiatus from videos until about August 30th to prepare a submission. But if you want to hear more of my voice during the short delay, come hang out at my Twitch channel. The information to my Twitch will be below, and if you haven't already, maybe even follow my Twitter. I put all my updates on there. Anyways, see you next time, guys.